Let me show you how to paint on your own beautiful pink sparkling autumnal pumpkin. Start off with your base. I've gone with this lovely neutral pink, and then I've grabbed myself a gel paint that's glittery and pink, and I'm also using a kind of a thicker brush than your normal liner, and I'm going to start off with the middle, like the shape of the pumpkin. So I'm trying to imagine how I want the pumpkin to look in my head. I'm going to use the edge of the nail, so near the free edge, for the pumpkin shape to go. So you want almost like a soft heart that's slightly irregular, so it's a little bit bigger on one side than the other. Apply your glitter gel paint, then cure that in the lamp. You can either do one layer if your glitter paint is nice and pigmented, or you can do 2 nice thin layers. That will also add a little bit more depth to the glitter if you do 2 layers. So I'll let you watch me do that and cure, and then I'll be back with you to create the outline. To prep my brush, I'm grabbing some on my detailer brush, some black gel paint on my detailer brush, and brushing that through onto a palette because I don't want it to be too thick on my brush. And I'm going to start outlining the pumpkin. So start off with one side and take your time with this process. Support yourself with your pinky and slowly start creating those beautiful curved lines. So I'm creating here the first kind of arch where the pumpkin is, and then once I'm happy with one side, then I will start doing the other side. Remember, you don't need to outline the whole pumpkin in one stroke. You can take your time. So I'm just applying a little bit of gel and then joining it in, and then I'm going to do the other side as well. I'm trying not to twist the nail around because obviously you can't twist a finger around, so I'm trying to show you angles from what you would do with a client. So I've applied a little bit of gel near the sidewall, and then I was pulling it towards the middle of the pumpkin. So I'm starting off outlining basically the top part. So again, it looks a little bit like a soft heart with slight irregular sides, and then we're going to start making it look a little bit more pumpkin-y. Now we're going to start off with the middle of the pumpkin, and I'm going to use what's already on that nail and pull it down across, just so it creates that first line of where the pumpkin ridges would be. And then I'm going and doing the same on the other side. Now if you are not confident enough with your line work, then remember you can always cure in between the stages. Don't worry about getting everything perfectly done the first time you ever do this. Take your time. Now I'm going in between and just creating those lines for the pumpkin. So it's not difficult. It is literally a few lines and it creates that beautiful pumpkin for us. So now we need the stem. I'm going to start off with a tiny little line at the top, and then we're going to kind of bend it down into like a triangle, just to make it look a little bit more like the stem of a pumpkin. So a little line at the top, and then we're going to join it into the pumpkin, so into the middle of the pumpkin. Fill that in, and then we can create a little swirly, a little loop for the vine for the pumpkin. start off by dipping your brush into the gel and then pulling a nice wavy line. So as you are getting to the end of the line, you're almost releasing pressure from your brush, so it makes a nice thin line. And then this is how I create the little loop. So I do it in a couple of stages. I do my loopy bit first at the top, and then I join it to the line that we've done from the pumpkin. And once you've joined it, it just creates that lovely loopy line for us. And then you can play around with it. You can make it a little bit longer, or you can get it to curve down or curve up. But this is how you create a basic loop vine. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I really love this pumpkin. And then all that's left is to top coat it and you're done. And some gel paints have built-in top coat, so you might not even have to top coat it if you don't want to. I like to just melt it all together and make it all blended and beautiful. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial.